Greetings, class. Welcome to our week 3 of legal and ethical issues. I appreciate your flexibility as we approach this week. I believe that you'll find that the content this week will be presented in a similar fashion, although not live. What I'd like to do is take a few moments and provide some video information, and then from there do a screencast to summarize what the session this week will bring and also some of the assignments. Fortunately, I'm a part of a national leadership team sponsored by the National Association of Secondary School Principals. Unfortunately, that takes me to Washington, D.C. once a year, and that once a year happens to be over Thursday evening. My intent was to reschedule some flights and some other reservations that I had, and to be firmly on the ground someplace, Minneapolis or Washington, D.C., so we could facilitate the class as normal. Unfortunately, flights and airlines did not cooperate, so I'll be someplace between Minneapolis and Washington, D.C. at 7:30 and unable to facilitate the process. In the meantime, we will go through this process of screencasting, and I believe that you'll find it hopefully satisfactory to get the information across and hopefully continue to facilitate learning. The next process I want to engage in is a slide cast or a screencast. So I'll switch gears, take a time out, and bring you back to my desktop. We'll talk through the assignments for the week, and after that, you will have lots of opportunities to connect with me via email. I will check in with you on Saturday. One of the things I would like to see you do as you're watching this video right now on YouTube, you'll look below the screen and you'll see an area for comments. I will leave that open. What I would like to have every student do is comment that you have watched the video and you understand the content and the assignments for the next week. If there is something that you don't understand, you don't have to get too deep into a comment here on the YouTube area, but send me an email. I will be monitoring email on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to make sure that I am on top of those things. So stay tuned for just a moment, and I will bring back the desktop. Welcome back, class. As we look at the Blackboard materials, I just want to summarize a few things. Take about 10 minutes. Number one is I want to make sure that you have had a time to completely and continually review your course syllabus. A couple questions came up this week about discussion questions. Each area, the discussion questions, all of the assignments, the rubrics are all included on your syllabus. So I just want to remind you of that. I know that we went over that the first night. At the same time, sometimes when you have that information, always feel free to ask me to say. Also, the information is posted on that syllabus, and sometimes I know as we go through the class, the rubrics and some of those things get lost on that syllabus. The next item, as we always do, take a look at the course materials. Course materials for week 3 are listed in your content folder. In that content folder, you will see the messages as we readjusted our meeting for today. You'll see the instructor's notes. The instructor's notes are the PowerPoint that tells you a little bit about content and assignments for the week, the learning team's assignment, and we'll also provide resources, instructional resources, law content. There are 3 videos, 3 to 7 minute videos. Want to keep them short, focused, to the point. And just from another expert's point of view to make sure that you understand your reading and support you through this process. There are also law web resources that are focused on your discussion question and also on your assignment for the week. I want to make sure I give you a jump start. These are not the only items that you can use. Use your reading, use other items that you have, use any resources that you have, but I want to give you a jump start on some of those resources. Also 2 documents about search and seizure and due process, very similar to your reading, but organized in a pretty focused, succinct manner to allow you to use some of that items to support your work this week. As we look at the discussion board, of course, very familiar. As we look at week 3, you'll see some things, again, very familiar. The forward thinking. Forward thinking is a formative assessment process for me and also a reflection process for you. What did you learn? What questions do you have? What points do you have to share? Very simple information. Sometimes folks will add lots of information there. Most of the time, it's 1, 2, or 3 sentences. What did I learn? What are the key items that were important to you? All of these questions are important to me because it provides me a formative opportunity to understand what is making sense to you, where I should spend my time, what questions you have, and of course, what points you have to share, some learning that you had, an experience that you had at school, something that helps the entire class grow. Next item. Of course, we also have the instructor's opening comments that are also posted in the Week 3 folder. You will have your discussion question. Discussion questions are very common each week. For example, this one, you're going to look at a brief case study, and that case study simulates the due process or search and seizure. And so what I want you to do is, from a research standpoint, put together several paragraphs that helps me understand your understanding of due process or search and seizure, and make sure that you have some cited content to support what you believe to be true. That will be posted by that Saturday, and you have Thursday, then Friday, Saturday to post that information, and then of course you have until that next Wednesday to continue to provide at least 3 engagements with your classmates. And again, that is also summarized in your syllabus. As we go back again, a little bit about the learning teams. All 3 learning teams, I was very impressed at how you approach the learning teams. Some folks use very traditional email engagement. Some use your discussion board. Some use Google Docs. Some use Google Circles to allow you to involve in a video process that is very similar to our WebEx process. But when you look at the learning teams, again, very simple process. Each week an individual is listed as the team leader or the scribe. You're going to facilitate the process. For this week, when you look at the items that you'll be reviewing, you're going to divide and conquer. This is a fairly simple process where you are going to take some time to interview an expert in your building in the areas of due process, student search and seizure, safety, victimization, and harassment. And so what you will do, either the team leader or facilitator will assign you a content area, or you will have an opportunity to choose, depending on what your team wants to do. You're going to address the variables as you look at mid-page, A, B, C, and D. Summarize the situation, state the policy or infraction, state the resolution, and also what is one of the leadership challenges that comes along with that in terms of, again, due process, search and seizure, victimization, or school safety. Again, locate the individual in your building. Is it the principal, assistant principal, dean of students, counselor? Who is that individual who has some expertise in one of those areas? Interview them. Again, I'm not looking for a huge research case study. All I wanted to do here is stories from the field, how they approach each one of those areas, summarize the situation specifically as they told it to you, state the policy or infraction from your policy guide, from your school, state the resolution, what happened to the student because of their involvement in one of those areas, and also what are some of the leadership challenges in terms of holding kids accountable, making sure that you have a safe, consistent process within your building, making sure that you hold yourself accountable to maybe the expectations of teachers. Sometimes the expectations of teachers are too grand. Sometimes they expect you to really go after a kid, and you know from a standpoint of law and policy that there's only so far that you can go. So what was the leadership dilemma in that specific situation? Again, each student, there'll be approximately 4 paragraphs or 1 page for each one of these 4 items. And of course, if you have any specific questions, you can email me, or I would prefer that you put them on the questions for the instructor within the discussion board. Because very often, if you have a question, it's a common question with someone else, and if I answer it for you and we post it within the discussion board, then everybody will learn from that. So very simple from the items there. If we look at the assignment for the week, of course, that is also listed in the discussion board area, the course materials, but also if you click on the assignments. Again, I want to be very clear that within the course notes, the introductory statements by the instructor, the last slide also has this information involved in it. So basically what you're doing is you're taking a look at the last 3 weeks What is the content that we engaged with? What do some of your readings say? Treating this as an APA assignment, you're going to look at the topics that you believe, again, focusing on your thoughts and your reflections, the topics or issues in your reading that you believe are most engaging and why. In what ways have your attitudes or perspectives been modified because of the author's discussion, because of some discussions in class, because of the discussion board, because of the assignments? So you're going to take a look at these reflections. You're going to organize it in an APA process. You're going to provide some citings for your thoughts and opinions, and also the process and policy that's listed there. And you're going to turn in your assignment into this folder and attaching it to the folder, and of course that turns it into the grade book. So again, as we go back to the course itself, we have the week 3 content. We have lots of great information. If we go back to the course materials, you have many different opportunities to look at these different resources and get a jump start on writing your either the assignment for this week or the discussion questions. And of course, the discussion board is your primary area of work because it does have all of that information posted in it. What I will do is close out this area, come back in just a moment, and finish off our session. Welcome back, class. I hope that this content or delivery of content was a valuable way to spend 15 minutes. Again, I apologize for not being here in person, but I do believe that through the wonders of technology, we'll still be able to move forward. I will continue to look at your discussion boards and your assignments and provide some feedback on that through the weekend. As I've looked at the initial information, you've done a wonderful job, a great start so far. And again, of course, I'll provide specific discussion and recommendations to continue to improve. Please, if there are some things that are not making sense through this Academy Award-winning presentation, again, no intention to have that. I just want to make sure that we have a quality way to deliver information for us to continue to make the course move forward. And again, I apologize for not being there in person. I hope you have a wonderful week. I know I'll have a productive time out in Washington, D.C. Should be an interesting time to talk to people about process policy, laws, and legislation. And hopefully I'll be able to bring back some wonderful content to share with you also. Again, have a great week. Let me know if I could be helpful. Contact me on email. Ask me any questions you'd like. And also, if you do want to engage personally, would like to have an individualized WebEx session about a specific area that you're having a hard time understanding, please let me know. Anything outside of about 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock on Thursday evening when I will be in the air is a wonderful opportunity for us to continue our learning. Again, thank you very much. Hope it's all going well. Best wishes for a great week. Thank you.